Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We back, man, for your weekly bad decision. We always gonna be here for you when it's time to make a bad decision, but we are a good decision to make sure you follow every week. I'm here with the Beer Brothers themselves. What's going on, Gerhard? How you doing?
Yo, beer bros, doing good.
Yeah. Cheers to that, man. What's going on, Minnie? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, man. Just wondering how my guys are doing. Ready for some beers and some football.
Man, I'm so excited for football. I think in about like 4 fantasy group text messages is going down. The Broncos have made their decision this week, and we're going to go in the Denver Broncos week 2 recap. Let's go ahead and dive into this box score. We had the Broncos besting the Seattle Seahawks 30-3. Another offensive explosion by them. We had Drew Lock going 9 of 14 for 80 yards. Teddy B 9 of 11 for 105 yards and a touchdown. Royce Freeman led the way rushing with 27 yards, also with 9 carries. Javonte Williams 7 carries, 20 yards. Crockett 16 yards, and Bridgewater 1 humble rush for 2 yards. Receiving, we got Royce Freeman for 5 receptions for 44 yards. Big production out the backfield. Jerry Jeudy, 2 receptions, 40 yards. Williams with 33 yards, and Saubert with 26 yards. Crockett with 16, and there was a laundry list of people that caught passes, but it was pretty much an offensive explosion. That's the box score. Let's take it from the box score to the box state. Minnie, tell me what's going on with feet on the ground in Colorado.
Oh, feet on the ground right now. We obviously know there's a decision made. We'll get to that here in a minute.
Yeah.
But we got a couple of guys in the bubble here, especially on the wide receiver side of it. We're still looking at our return man from last year is on the bubble even. Tyreek Cleveland's on the bubble, so I think that's a position to watch. O-line depth, we look good, but we're missing assignments. That's something we're working on here in Denver as well. So if you're wondering what the big talk is now, it's the details. Really, we're moving forward now.
Yeah, that's where we're at, man. It's down to the X's and O's. It's just preseason. That's where we're at. So that's what we have to talk about. But did you take anything from the Broncos week 2 preseason performance, Gerhard?
I didn't get to see it. I looked back. I saw some highlights, and first and foremost, I'm excited for Teddy going forward. And I think that Javonte Williams is going to be a stud. And getting into fantasy, I think that he's going to be a steal on some draft boards too, and that you'll still get value in Melvin Gordon. But other than Noah Fant being shooken up, don't know what'll happen there. I didn't take too much away from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just early. Von Miller didn't play in this one, so we probably won't see him this preseason. There's one more game left, and the starter has been announced. So before we spin it forward, let's spin it back. Minnie, what was the emotional roller coaster that was the 50-50 quarterback controversy in Denver?
Oh, my God. I think you got a lot of people pulling for Drew. Obviously, we drafted the kid. He popped his first 5 games, had a down second year. I was one of the guys that was pulling for him. I thought he did everything the coaches asked him to do and even a little bit more. But I will say this, I was worried when they announced that he was going to start the very first preseason game against the Vikings. Well, because we have one less preseason game this year. In the last few years, usually your starters play most of the first half of like the usually the third game, right?
Yeah.
So take a preseason game away. That second game this year with Teddy starting was actually your third preseason game where the starters play most. Mm-hmm. So that's where I actually had my trepidation. I had my worries then, but then I heard he was coming out with the first team offense and the scout team before the Seahawks game. So I thought he still had a chance. And the way he played against Minnesota, I mean, that was balls out. It was lights out. You can't not give him credit for that. It hurts. It hurts Drew. Does it hurt us right now? No, I can't say that. I'm a Broncos fan first and foremost. I want to make sure my team wins. I like Teddy. I've always liked Teddy. As a Viking, as a Saint, as a Panther. I've always liked the guy. I think he's a stand-up dude. I'm rooting for him. I hope he makes us better, and I'm confident that if Drew needs to step in, he will. So I've calmed down a little bit over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
I was pretty heated for a minute, on the whole it should have been Drew deal.
Yeah.
But I understand where we're going right now, and this is also Vic is trying to save his job.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the way to save it, but he's going to do everything he can to keep his ass off the hot seat, man.
Yeah, well, if you could tell by Minnie's demeanor, he was definitely rooting for Drew Lock in this quarterback battle.
I love
It didn't
Teddy.
work
You
out for
can't lose
Drew
Teddy.
Lock. I mean,
Teddy played lights out. I mean, let's look at the stats.
Yeah.
With the ones, he played great. With the twos, he played great. With the ones, Drew played great. With the twos, he played good. I mean, yeah, he got stepped on or tripped or whatever. If you look at the tape from behind, like the running back's point of view, yes, he got stepped on by the guard who was pulling out. And even he said it in his press conference. If I don't trip right there and I end up throwing a touchdown, does that change things? You know what? Maybe not. I think Vic had his mind made up, and it was a close competition. It really was. You can't say it wasn't. And if these guys are both playing the best ball of their lives right now, some of these other teams may not know what to expect. I mean, if Teddy's playing at a high level, like we saw him do in Minnesota, it's going to be good. If Drew's playing at a high level, like we saw the first 5 games, and if better, we're going to be dangerous either way. And I think Vic is right that we can win with either guy.
Yeah, well, Vic might be one of the coaches on the hot seat this year. He has been over in September. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering where Vic's going to find a win in September. We have a very generous early schedule. Vic,
Our toughest game in the first 4 is the Ravens.
yeah, so our opening 4, and just you as a great football fan and not necessarily a Bronco enthusiast, Gerhard, where do you see the Broncos going in these first 4 games? We play New York Giants, then we play the New York Jets, right?
No, Jacksonville, then the
Jacksonville, and then the Jets, and then the Ravens.
And
So how many wins is in there for Teddy Bridgewater?
I could see 3-1 easily in that start. I mean, I wouldn't even say a 4-0's completely out of the picture either. There's a lot of promise in that starting lineup, which is good for everybody. That builds confidence. I like the running back again, the young guy from North Carolina. I think that Jerry Jeudy is going to really thrive with Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to throw a more consistent, accurate pass. He might not have that big down the field arm that you were seeing with Hamler, but yeah, there's a lot of promise with that.
Yeah, a big start could be what we need to save Vic Fangio's job. Many you were upset with the decision. How much more does this put Vic Fangio on your hot seat? Like just overall, is he now on your hot seat? Like you're thinking playoffs now, right? You went for the safe guy. Should have a top 5 defense.
I mean, I thought we could get the same results with Drew, but now we're going with a guy that we brought in from free agency. Vic drafted Drew. Drew should be Vic's guy, and it seems like he's not anymore. So if he makes this decision, it kind of seems like you're done developing him maybe, and you're going to go in a different direction. So either way, Teddy has to work out this year because we all know Teddy's not going to be here in 5 years. He's not going to be here in maybe even 3 years. You know what I mean? So Vic making this decision, if we do not win 10 games this season and compete for at least a wild card spot, he will be out of here. And let's not forget, he's also not George Payton's guy either. I know him and George get along, but George Payton is the new GM, and you know how GMs work. They want their guy.
Yeah.
So he has to put up or shut up 100% this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting season for the Denver Broncos. Gerhard, can you kind of give us a season-long projection or even a fantasy player that you're looking at on the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, again, I'm drafting Williams.
Yep.
I'm not taking a defense till like the last round because I think there's going to be a team like the Broncos or the Vikings that I could sell, that I feel like I could get a lot of value out of. I like the Broncos secondary a lot, but back on the offense. I mean, I think you're getting good value in both running backs, Melvin Gordon and the rookie out of North Carolina. Um, Jerry Judy, Cortland Sutton. I don't know who's the guy to take there, but I would say if somebody gets slept on, that's the guy you take.
And I'll say
Definitely.
that, like, with Teddy starting, Jerry's definitely going to be probably the more productive one. Teddy's not going to be throwing it so deep. Cortland's the deep ball, jump ball guy. And we saw all throughout camp, that was another big part of the decision, I think, that it was pretty obvious that Teddy B and Judy did click a little bit more in practice and things like, yeah, Drew can get him the ball, but him and Teddy just had a little bit different rapport. I think Judy might be a little more confident with Teddy back there.
Yeah, well, that's something we're looking forward to see, and hopefully you guys are there with us. We would love to be your weekly bad decision. Actually, before we leave this, Minnie, I know you were having some problems with a 2 quarterback league. I bet you wish the Broncos had a 2 quarterback league right now. I'm
No,
sorry,
no,
I had to
no,
take a little
no,
shot.
because
No,
I want it all. I want it all. I want one guy to get it all. Let's see
there
if we
you
got
go.
this one guy.
Yeah,
Are you
well,
that good or not?
Tuddy is now that guy. Tuddy
He is.
Bridgewater, Teddy Two
Yep.
Gloves, Teddy Bridge, Teddy
Uh,
B. I mean,
Teddy,
whatever
Teddy,
you call
touchdown,
him,
Teddy. I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm
we
root.
all in.
I'm all in. I'm
Yeah,
on the
we
Teddy
all
B
in.
train because he's my starting quarterback.
Cheers to that, man. Beer Brothers, we out of here.